Another digger on today. Just going to do some ditching. Don't know what time it is, but I've been stood here 10 minutes. A lot of these John Deeres are supposed to be quick. Just waiting at the crossing. Got this wet spot here that was even wet in the drought harvest of 2018. So we're going to put a drain over to that ditch. We've got another wet patch there, and then we've got another one over there, and there's a little bit of one there. So we'll get 3 or 4 drains in here, see what we can do. Right, we're just setting the laser up now, so we've got it spinning. We've got 2 foot of fall from over there where Sam is to the ditch, because the ground's naturally rising. So we've set the laser up on that green light now, and then we've twisted the laser beam up 2 foot, so that when we get to where that flood is over there where Sam is, we'll still be the same depth as we are here, and the drain will follow the ground at like, I don't know, 3 foot depth all the way, and try and drain that hole between. Pipe in the ditch now. Nice trench, pretty straight. Pipe reel going in. Heading to the wet patch over there. New guard's working well anyway. The augers pulling to the side. I'll do a slow-mo. This is St Anne's Well. It's a historic monument. It's supposed to have healing water in it. Basically, I think there was a spring in this field and the water used to bubble up here. So people thought it was wonderful, and it cured their eyesight apparently. Well, now that's just got stagnant water and you don't see any water. But the water bubbles up over there. So I think years ago when a land drain was put in, it probably cut whatever spring that was and diverted it to the ditch. Anyway, it's now broken. And that's why we're going to repair it with that one. But it's quite funny how, literally, because there's a lot of sandstone around here, it was just obviously bubbling up the ground and they thought it was magical. But it's because it's quite a low point and there's lots of higher ground around us. Start the tractor now. We're going, PTO's at 360. I think we're going 63 metres an hour. Probably go quicker, but keep it in stones. So rather than hit a stone and have to change the shear ball, it's better if we just slow down slightly. That little stone, well, big stone's about that big. Just heading straight for that wet patch now. Adam marked it out with GPS before we started, so he's just following them straight lines, because that speed we're going now is too slow for the GPS to function properly and it turns itself off. It's just blown a shear ball, it's because that little stone's managed to get stuck in there. The cog for clearing the soil out the way. Have to hit it out with hammer. Hold that, wouldn't you?
Write it down on this side. Try it.
Go in. And then another one. There you go. Out. Off we go again. Lambing update. I won't spend too long talking about sheep. Don't want to lose any followers again. Didn't really lose any followers, but some people didn't seem to get watched as much as ones with tractors on. Just filling up now the maternity ward though. Couple left to lamb now. Well, 3. Then this is the second batch. These are a few days off. Well, about a week I think before they're lambing. And then I think over there some of the earlier ones. There's number 1. So they were the first to be born. I don't know if that's number 2. For some reason that's number 4. Not very tired. Keeping out the cold, having a little snooze. Still on a pile of road planings, used for fixing tracks and different things. Because I'm looking at that wheat, because I think it looks amazing. And like I say, fingers crossed. The other week I was telling you that looked the best field of wheat in 2018 because of the drought. It yielded like 1.7 tonnes to the acre. So I'm hoping this year he might pay me back. Fingers crossed for the perfect spring again. It's a good day for spraying. I'm spraying off an overwintered stubble. So this had spring barley and winter barley on it, and it's now going to be beans. So I'm just basically killing all the bits of weed and stuff, mainly grass weeds that have grown. And then when we sow the beans into it, we'll be going into a clean seed bed. But also we've got some muck over there to spread. And if we spread the muck before I've sprayed it off, the muck will sit on top of the green leaves and the plants and the weeds, and the spray won't penetrate. So I need to spray it off before we spread the muck. So hopefully we'll get on spreading the muck the rest of the week. But for now I'm just exterminating the weeds. This is kind of like disinfecting on your worktop, really. Filling the sprayer now, putting Roundup on, so 1.5 litres to the hectare, just to kill little bits of grass weed, so where we're going to sow some spring barley. We just sprayed off before where we're doing beans, now I'm going on to where we're doing some spring barley. Still got more stubbles to spray off, but really we'll probably end up sowing the barley before the beans. We'll just do it in the right order. Rich is over there, chipping with the Merlot, because there's a problem with one of the fittings on the digger, and it's leaking oil. And Andrew's going off carting muck. Unfortunately, the first job the new trailers are doing is carting muck, and it seems it's terrible having to put muck in it. But needs must, and to earn a keep. A lot of people were saying, how come you swapped them when there was nothing wrong with the other ones? Well, there wasn't, and that's why we swapped them, because they were worth good money on a trade-in. They've got big, fat, expensive tyres underneath them, and the price to change added up. We'd basically paid off more than we owed on them. So we just ripped the agreement up and start again, and have a fleet of new trailers, new tyres, new brakes, nice clean and fit for purpose. If we kept them another year or so, or a year or two, they'd need tyres, £2,800 a tyre. It was only £3.5 grand a trailer to swap them, so we chopped them in and started again. So it's just economics. Same with the tractors. We have a monthly fee that we pay for the tractors on HP. If it adds up for us to swap them, we swap them. If not, we run them till the warranties run out. But I hate putting tyres on things because it doesn't really add any value to it, and it's just a lot of money. This 20 litres of Roundup will do over 30 acres. It's concentrate, 360 grams per litre. Not what you buy in the supermarkets, that's about 3 or 4 grams per litre. So we'll mix that with about 1,500 litres of water, and the water's just a carrier to make it stick to the plant. And then in a few days, a bit of warm weather will kill it.
That worked that well with the camera on me.
Well, it's on now. It wasn't on before.
Yeah. Right.
Look at that writing.
Complicated notes on
Pretending he's done something. That was Paul, the agronomist, caught me while I was filling up the sprayer. He's been looking at everything today. He's very pleased because some of the barley's got 7 tillers, so that's good, because it means that it'll produce 7 seed heads, which should hopefully produce a lot of grain. A little bit of weed control here and there that we'll get on with in the next week or so. We're just going to try and make use of the dry weather as we can now, so back out with another tank. I don't think that's supposed to do that. Time for that, then chop that, and off we go again. It's all fixed now, it's just a bit low on hydraulic oil, so Rich is just going to bring some back now. I didn't think I'd lost that much, but it's not functioning properly. They are so good, them fittings. I don't know what we do without them, especially in the middle of a field at like 5:15. You'd just be knackered without them. Rich is just here now with the oil. Bateman RB 26, sorry, 36 metre. Like to upgrade it, it's 11 years old now, but in order to do that, some people are going to have to subscribe and start watching the adverts. Putting oil in there now, but it's well low. It takes it dead slow, which is slightly annoying. Back spraying again now, oil in, pipe fixed. It's starting to go dark, so I might be able to use my lights. Lots of people have been asking how come Adam's got more tractors than me, and how does it work? So basically, Adam, when he was 16, Grandad helped him buy his first tractor, and then he come working for me pretty much then with it as a self-employed kind of tractor driver and bringing his own tractor. Anyway, he's pretty much here 95% of the time now. He then bought a bigger tractor, which was a 7.5, and he didn't want to sell his 6.9, so he kept his 6.9/30, and then he bought a 3650 to do up in the workshop, so that's the other tractor that doesn't work in the workshop. And then he's now upgraded his 6.9/30 to this 250R, so the 6.9/30 is actually for sale. He's just got a bit of a tractor obsession really. He works really hard, does really long hours, and I must pay him too much money maybe. But it works really well for us because we basically have, you know, 2 main tractors which are our own, 3 when we need them, and up to 4 as well now if we wanted. With Adam's tractors, unfortunately the John Deere's, but you know, we won't hold it against him because they are still a good tractor. So that's it. So if you wanna get into farming, buy yourself a tractor and go contracting. About 10 years ago, I visited a farm and he farmed 800 acres with 1 tractor, and I thought, we've got too many tractors, because I think at the time I had 4 or 5. So that's when I started like reducing the fleet down, moving less soil, going to more zero till, no till, strip till kind of farming, and we now farm I think 1,700 acres with just 2 of our own, plus additional help with Adams when we need them. Oh yeah, and 2 telehandlers, which they do more hours than the tractors each year, because obviously with the biomass business, the crop storage, moving grain in and out, wheat, barley, beans and stuff in and out of the sheds, grain drying, and handling straw and stuff we need to. And the digger now also does quite a lot of hours, because that now loads the wood chipper with the grab on, and it gives us less damage then than loading it with the telehandler. You did load it today with the telehandler with the bucket on, but we don't really like doing that, because if there's random tools or bricks or stones and stuff, we can smash the chipper up. If we load it with the selector grab, we can see better what we're putting in and pick bits out. Forgot to mention as well, also the bateman does do a lot of hours, but it does a lot of work for sort of 10 months of the year, keeping everything up to date with fungicides, herbicides, fertiliser and things like that. So this is probably the oldest machine that we use a lot, and it's 11 years old, but being a bateman, they're just built to last, and it got refurbed last spring. So I know we had a hydraulic pipe go a minute ago, but you know, that's just one of them things. Yeah, you know, it was all shot blasted, resprayed, some new sections of the boom were put on it as well. But ideally I do want to change it for a new one, but a new one is 205,000 quid. This one's probably worth about 50 or 60, so a lot of money to find. But put it on HP, it's about £2 a month. So if the subscribers keep growing and people keep watching the adverts, all them little pennies might add up to £2,000 a month, but I think it'll take me a long time. But there again, it'll take them 2 years to build me a new one. There's that much of a waiting list on them. So don't forget, click subscribe and like. Saying that though, by the time I get to a year, which is what, 28 days off now, something like that, I might have had enough. So yesterday's quiz question was actually the horn on John Deere's, Adam's John Deere tractor in the workshop that he's doing up. Does anyone know what that's for? You read it says NORAC on it. So answers in the box below. Thanks to everyone that's subscribing. Really interested to see if anyone's watched them all the way through, so maybe put that in the comments. I'm going to try and edit this now while I finish the field off, so it's not going out too late. The lads have been obviously draining this morning. I left them to it and I've been spraying. Now put about 10 different drains in on that field, so they've probably drained about 25 acres of it. Well, there's only 25 acres that needed doing really, so that's pretty good. Sorry, listen to me talking for quite a bit, but I just need to keep moving, and I've not had a chance to film much machinery which people like to see. So I hope you weren't scared by the sheep. Actually, before I go, quick update. The new LED lights that I put on, I don't know, November time, October time, very good. Actually, I'm still here, back at the yard. The number plate is obviously on the combine, but it's not registered to it yet. We need to sort that out. Everyone's been busy doing things. The other thing is, the thing that's green was supposed to arrive today, didn't. Gary's let me down. It's let the viewers down as well. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow if they get it PDI'd properly. But they've had to go out and sort some breakdowns out and different things. Must have been on Massey's perhaps, I don't know. Right, I'm going. See you tomorrow.